Endless Sports.
But first things first, our Kin Sporting Goods must-see game, and it is the big one coming up on Saturday. It's RCC taking on Fullerton at SBVC. That is a high noon kickoff. That game will also be live on Riverside TV once again as the Tigers try to punch their ticket to a state championship game for the third consecutive season. Last year, they lost in the state finals. 2019, they won the whole thing, trying to get back, and they'll have to get past a very good Fullerton team. That is Saturday at noon at SBVC. That's the Kin Sporting Goods must-see game this week. Now join us here on the show. It's a great brother-to-brother quarterback-receiver tandem, and they're former Centennial High School guys, so you know they're good. It's Jake and Reggie Retzlaff. They've both done the show, but not at the same time, and now we got them both at the same time, so this is like an early Christmas gift for everybody out there. We got Reggie in the middle, Jake on the outside, and guys, first off, congratulations on a great undefeated season. You guys won that first semifinal game, and now you advance to take on Fullerton. Reggie, I'll start with you. Man, this team offensively just seems to be really clicking right now. Obviously, you got a pretty good quarterback there, but what do you think has really defined this offense this season? What are you guys doing really well?
I think we're doing a lot of everything really well right now. Our run game has really picked up lately with Bryce Strong. He's been a really great back for us. We have a couple other great backs also with Donovan Harvey. But I know in our receiver room, we all are really confident in ourselves. Our receiver room, we always say that our receiver room is the best one in the country. And really, we all get along together also. So I really think offensively, we have a great group, and our O-line's all veterans, and they're all really good. So really, everything started to come together at the right time for us.
You know, with Reggie, with so many great offensive players, do you have to be unselfish? Obviously, you have to put the team first, right? You guys are undefeated and have a shot to win a state championship. But do you have to have that unselfish, mindset going into a team that's, really, really good? Obviously, you've been at Centennial, you've been some other places where you win a lot of football games. Do you have to have that unselfish mentality? I know your boy Lacey had 3 touchdowns in that big win this past weekend, but you had 2 as well. But you got to, you got to be able to spread that ball, and Jake does a good job of that.
Yeah, you definitely have to be unselfish. It comes down to where you just have to be happy for your guys. Like whenever anyone scores, a big thing we try to do is we're all excited for everyone that scores. No one's we try and keep all jealousy or something. We try to keep that out of the game. Really, we just try and celebrate each other as much as we can, and that helps them celebrate your success when you succeed as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Jake, let me go to you on this one. And, I was watching the game on Riverside TV, and again, the Southern California Championship will be on Riverside TV again this Saturday. But going back to the previous game, I don't know if it was a shovel pass or what you would define that play, but Reggie came across and you just kind of shoveled it to him and he ran it in for a touchdown. It reminded me of Brett Favre or Patrick Mahomes, but how cool was that play, Jake?
Yeah, it was really a great play design. We practiced that all week, and it really came together at the right time. We got a couple lead blocks from the running backs and tight ends over there, and Reggie just bulldozed to the end zone. We as quarterbacks love that little shovel pass that goes on the passing stats, and so that's a passing touchdown right there.
Well, you had 6 touchdowns in the game. And again, you guys have a strong run game, but between Reggie and Lacey, you got some great receivers as well. As the quarterback of this high-powered offense, again, being unselfish, trying to spread the ball around, keeping everybody happy. But at the end of the day, a win is a win, right? You're just trying to win the football game, regardless of, if someone has 5 touchdowns or 1 touchdown. You just get the win in advance, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Our guys know that anybody's number can be called at any time. Our offense can be explosive in so many different ways, whether it's by the backs or by different receivers. We got 2 little – other than Lacey, we got a couple other slots who can really go. We got the Espadron brothers, and both those guys can fly. They're the smallest guys on the field by far, but they're also the hardest to tackle because they're so small and they're so quick and stuff like that. And so, and even – Reggie's counterpart on the other side, Devin Gitchway right now, and JJ Tucker, who's been great for us this season. He's like the touchdown machine. Every time I throw to him, it's a touchdown. He's got 16 catches and 8 touchdowns on the year. It's ridiculous. Some might think I should throw him the ball more, but I mean, he gets the job done all the time, and it's always different guys. And obviously, Reggie's been great this year, but it doesn't happen without everybody else.
So, Jake, when you came over to RCC, was this the goal to be in this spot right here, a chance to go to the state championship game? And obviously, we'll talk about it in a second, but you lead the state basically in every offensive category for a quarterback. But was this the goal to be in this spot right here?
I mean, yeah, you can't ask for much better being undefeated at this point and battling for a bid at the state championship and a bid at the national championship if we keep this going. But yeah, I mean, what more can you ask for with the numbers that have been put up? I know it's not just me putting up those numbers; it's the whole offense. We got the best offense in the country. I think we got the most underrated run game in the country because I'm pretty sure we're like top 3 in the state, but everybody's like, oh man, they got to pick up their run game. Where we got, we have all conference back, and we had a committee of backs, especially earlier in the year, and those guys have really shown up. Our O-line is a dominant force, and people like to be like, oh, all Riverside does is throw the ball with their quarterback, and we could do it all right now, especially.
Yeah, if you respect the run, it's going to open up the pass game. It's cyclical, and the same thing. If you got to respect the pass game, it's going to open up the run, and vice versa. Reggie, going back to last year, obviously going to the state championship game, it was a great season for RCC, but last year was a lot different than this year. There were some ups and downs last year. I feel like this year, guys have just been steamrolling everybody, and compared to last year and this year, do you just feel like this team is just maybe locked in? Does it just feel different this year because you've just been so dominant this season?
Yeah, this year is definitely a lot different than last year, whereas last year we had to learn our lesson through losses. But this year in those tough, close games, we ended up being able to come away with wins in those games, like the Canyons game, the Cerritos game, and the Mount Sac game. Those were all really tough games for us, and we learned a lot from those games, and it was just really big for us to be able to come away with wins in those games. And that kind of defines our team as we just kind of keep going. We take the punches and we just keep going and rolling and rolling. And we're finally getting to the point where as an offense, we feel that we can we prepare good enough early in the week that we're going to make the plays. And there's no doubt with us as a receiver room, I know that we're ready every time that a big play needs to be made. We know as receivers that we're going to make the play.
So you guys dropped 47 on Ventura in the SoCal semifinals this past week. So Reggie, like you said, this offense can kind of move the ball up and down the field at will. Do you feel like going into this game against Fullerton for the SoCal championship, do you feel like this game might be lower scoring, or do you think it could be a shootout where we see maybe even more points this weekend?
Obviously as a receiver, I love shootouts because that means I get to have more fun. But really, we're just going into the game, just trying to figure out how we match up well against them and what we can take advantage of their defense in certain ways. So, and we try not to think about like whether it's gonna be a shootout or everything. We try and take, especially in the game, we take every drive one drive at a time, and we try and come away with a kick at the end of every drive. Kicking at the end of every drive marks a very successful drive.
Of course, you Centennial guys love those high-scoring shootouts, man. You guys scored a ton of points at Centennial. You love those high-scoring games. Jake, as good as the offense has been, do you feel like this team could still maybe take it to another level? I know hopefully you still have at least 2 more games in front of you, the SoCal Championship and the state finals. Do you feel like maybe we haven't even seen the best of the Tigers yet?
We're still making mistakes every week, and we know it. And, one thing I take a goal for the offense that I take from Centennial is score every possession. And if we can manage that, and that's the ultimate goal for us. So especially these last 2 big games, if we could do that, then I'll be satisfied. But until then, we got to work hard every time we're out on the field, and we got to, make as little mistakes as possible and put some points on the board because shootout or not, we got to score a lot of points. And we know our defense is going to come away with stops. And, they're not coming away with stops for us to not score. So we got to go put some points on the board.
Absolutely. So, Jake, right now you lead the state in touchdowns, touchdown passes, passing yards. Some Division I college team is going to strike gold when they get you. Have you thought about what you and maybe Reggie go to the same school? Because Reggie's going to go somewhere big time too. I mean, have you thought about staying together as like a group package, or is it maybe different situations for both of you guys at the next level?
Yeah, I mean, a group package would be a dream. Both of ours, and especially my mom's. But I mean, yeah, if we could play together, that'd be awesome. We both are at the point where we're like, you know what, best opportunity for both of us is what we're going to take. And if that happens to be at the same school, and if that happens to be together, then that would be, even better. But yeah, playing together with him has been awesome this year. And it's hard to imagine imagine any other experience to match this, especially at this point in the season, But yeah, I mean, we'd love to play together. It'd be amazing, just like this year.
All right, so Jake wants to play together at the next level. Reggie, I had a younger brother, and at some point, you just get sick of him, and you're like, man, I'm tired of this guy. Do you want to play with Jake at the next level?
I mean, it's nice when I know who's throwing me the ball, and I know where he sleeps at night. So when he doesn't throw any good balls, I can give him a little bit of crap, a little bit of stuff for it.
All right, so finally, so you guys do live together. You're in the same house. Jake, can we do this as the last thing? Can you actually get up and go into Reggie's room just to prove that you guys, you love each other, you're brothers, you get along? There he goes. There goes Jake. Usually it's Reggie running the routes, but this time it's going to be Jake running the route into Reggie's room. There he is. Do you guys, like brothers, do you wrestle? Do you horse around? Does that still happen?
Not as much.
It's dangerous now. We're both got Division I bodies, so our bodies around. Our parents don't like it so much.
We tend to break more stuff.
Yeah, I can't blame your parents. You said you moved to a new house, and they probably don't want to see it destroyed as soon as they move in with you guys horsing around and flying through walls and all that stuff. So, guys, listen, I really appreciate the time. I will see you on Saturday for the big SoCal Championship game against Fullerton. That is Reggie and Jake Retzlaff here on the Inland Sports Show. Guys, that was a lot of fun. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Those guys are awesome. The Retzlaff brothers here on the Inland Sports Show. Inland Sports.